I'll tee you up. Okay. Yes, Christian.
So, mate.
A tough one in the end. But talk to me
Yeah.
firstly before we get to the Spanish Tony Pulis. Talk to me about your boys. Obviously not as good as you used to be, talent wise. The talent's not as there anymore. The fitness, the age, but the effort and the heart. Talk to me about what you saw today and the grit and grind from your boys.
Alex, look, it's always tough when you've led for that long and you concede last-minute goal and you think you deserve 3 points out of the match and it's snatched away from you at the death. But, look, it can happen. And when you look at the bigger picture and you sit back, and I think a lot of City fans will do this, and I hope they do, what all them lads show, all of them, even the subs that were coming on, they were at it, 1,000,000%. They were all fighting. I tell you what, Erling Haaland in the Manchester derby, and I said he came with that attitude, and they all had that today. Yeah. And that's what we need to see more of. You know, I've been speaking to you in recent weeks, Alex, and especially last season, I was saying about this sleepwalking into dangerous situations and bad results. And it's one thing that Manchester City now, I hope they've left it behind. Donnarumma's come in. You go away to the Emirates after defeating Manchester United at home. Yeah. And you put in that performance. I'm so proud of him. And yeah, we didn't get what we wanted. But even after, do you know what I love the most, Alex? So we saw the heartbreak of you know, conceding that goal. And I even said to you at the time, I bet they'll fucking go on to win. And I genuinely did think it because I thought their heads are going to go down. Arsenal are going to fancy it. Now the complete opposite happened. Them City boys were like, we cannot believe this has happened. Let's try and fix it. Let's try and get the win. I cannot believe. And that is where I still see the signs that Pep Guardiola is still the leader of this club. And he has set them standards that we are still the team that will go to the top dogs in this country and we will still try and win. And that's what I love about them.
Yeah, very well put. I think there's so much today of like where your frustrations and in certain City games, even just this season, you look at the focus at Brighton. There was no focus at Brighton. Today, I saw 11 committed players for City.
So true.
And we'll get into the individuals in a minute, but just as a collective, and you said comes from the top. They were focused going in. They were aggressive. They wanted it. Arsenal have got more talent than City. Nobody on planet Earth thinks otherwise. However, City showed the guts and the bollocks today, and I think that's what you and all City fans should be proud of because, yes, the recruitment's not been good. Players are getting on. Poor Rodri today, 97 minutes after playing Thursday, Derby a week ago, to show the effort and the fitness from him after an ACL tear. I've got a lot of time for that, and look, massive City rivals, but I really think City did everyone proud today. Honestly,
you put it brilliantly. I think. Look, we went there, and you know you've got to remember, Alex. We've got to go off is last season and what they did to us at that ground. Yeah. And were we all fearing the worst as City fans? You know, our season's been a little bit up and down. We don't really know where this squad's at. We keep looking for tests. These tests are where you find where the level of this club is at, Alex. You know, we had Napoli midweek, solid performance. I know they had the red card, but we controlled the game, took our chances. United. You know, that was a little bit up and down, but again, took our chances. Today, take an early chance. And the effort you put in, I can't fault it. I can't fault any of them. Yeah. And I don't want anyone to be coming with anything negative that we, you know, don't be looking at substitutions. Look, was there some things that maybe I wouldn't have done or someone else wouldn't have done? Yeah, you can always pick faults in it. But to defend like that for that long, Alex, I don't think people understand how difficult that actually is.
It takes a lot of focus. It takes so much focus. And some of these players, some of these defenders, you would not say concentration is their strong point.
No, exactly. And you make a good point about the individuals. You know, you look at Arsenal's individual talent on that pitch, and you would have backed them. You would have certainly backed them to have got a goal, or if not a more. And they were struggling to do so. They couldn't break it down. Which leads me into another point, Alex. And I think it's something that's important to talk about. And this is nothing coming from me like I'm bitter or anything like that. I was saying this when they were losing, and I'm saying it now they've drawn. That manager will never win a Premier League title. He will never win the Prem. And I'm sorry, it's facts. Facts are facts. Do you know why, Alex? He's built a team of losers like him. They scored a goal against a City side, which, let's be honest, they were expected to put to the sword today, or to at least get the 3 points against. Yeah. They get the equaliser, Alex. They're knee sliding. Their manager's fucking running up the touchline, doing a Diego Simeone like he's won the Champions League in fucking Anfield.
Yeah.
It's shocking. And this is what they've got, Alex. And that attitude runs through to the club, to the fans, and this is what they're like.
It's little brother syndrome, isn't it? It's the desperation that we've got one back on Big Brother City. You've got to be winning that.
Guys. We're not the guys. You're punching us. Yeah. But currently, we're not the guys you need to be punching. You just went to Anfield. You got bitched by that Schlobbersai free kick. You come here and you're fucking knee sliding, getting a last minute equaliser at home to a team you should have beat.
No, it's a great point. It's a great point. You're so right, Christian. I mean, it sums them up. It sums them up completely. That do you know that you are 6 points behind Liverpool with a draw? That's not good enough. Are you going to eat 7? Because you've shown you can't beat Liverpool. You've not done it.
Alex, I'm just looking now. Sorry, it's just something's just popped up and it just leads to what you're saying. I'm looking at the after-match interviews now. At Rice with a smirk on his face. This is everything that is wrong with them. They don't have that winning mentality. There's not one player in that squad that I actually think is a winner. I'm sorry, there isn't.
I think you're right. I think, like, Helation's made a great comment there. Look at Liverpool when they celebrate like when they win. I guarantee if Liverpool equalised against this City team, this City team are not challenging for leagues, right? We can all agree with that. If City concede at the 92nd minute at Anfield, Salah is grabbing that ball, and they are at kickoff in seconds. Yeah. Martinelli and the whole 11 and Arteta as well is in the fucking home end celebrating with all the other plebs because you know what it is, Christian? They're just desperate to not lose to City. That's all it was today. It was not actually. There was no. We need to beat City to stay in the title race. It's we can't lose to the big brother again.
No, mate, you say it so well. And I think there's more to it as well. So when we get that equaliser, Alex, and obviously, they do the celebrations. So I'm already thinking that my head's gone at that point, thinking, what the fuck are these guys? What are these about? We would not have been doing this. You pick the ball out of the net and you go back to the centre circle. They didn't do that. But then you're like, right, the game kicks off. They're going to be going for our throats. Alex, they were sitting back. They were shitting the pants. Not only did they shit themselves that much positionally, that they were heading back into their own half and City were actually fancying it, getting free kicks deep into their half and swinging it in. They then made a change and bring on a centre back.
Mascara. I mean, let's get to it. I mean, look, Halation there he's bang on with the Liverpool stuff. You know as well as I do, they ain't in the Kop celebrating a 1-1. They want blood. Christian, you said it. You said it 10 minutes before the equaliser. If they get one, we'll lose today because that's how it felt. However, you missed a key point there, Christian. The one who did equalise is Arteta's Arsenal, and they were like, "We'll take the point. We'll take the point. And we'll live to fight another day." The point is, you're not fighting for anything. Your attitude and the way you set up today. Look, you were 1-0 down because of your negativity, and then you finished 1-1 because you could have got City on the ropes there in that last fight. There was 4 minutes left. He played till the 99th. Look at the clock on the stream.
Yeah, exactly.
That goal went in 92. You had 7 minutes to beat City today.
You're so right. And the thing is, bro, so look at the clubs we've supported in the past. Of course, we're not at the peak of our powers right now, Manchester City or Manchester United alike. However, we have seen in the past our clubs do great things. And we've seen attitudes. You look back at Alex Ferguson's sides, and they had that aura about them. And I tell you what, Alex, any Alex Ferguson side get an equaliser and they're going for a title, they're going to toe-to-toe with another team, not even with the team they've got the equaliser against. They're going with someone else. They are not fucking celebrating. I tell you what, Alex, if they were celebrating, can you imagine Danny Welbeck in a Man United side? You get a last-minute equaliser against Chelsea, but you're heading the league with Arsenal, and he sees Danny Welbeck do a knee slide in front of the fucking Stretford end. I tell you what, lad, he'd have ran down the fucking touchline, but he wouldn't have done like Arteta. He'd have grabbed him round the fucking ears and dragged him back to his own half.
Yeah, you're so right. I mean, the pathetic. Let's just pick points from today's game. Like you said, the mascara sub. That's the thing that's true here. He scored in the 93rd minute, 92nd minute, whatever it was. He played till the 99th. You get that ball back at the centre circle. You make City kick off, and you put their throat to the sword. As it is, Arsenal were like, "Fuck me, we could lose this." City have no offensive players on the pitch, but City have got that heart of a champion. That is, you know what? Yeah, we've not got Haaland, we've not got Foden, we've not got Doku even. But we're going to go for it.
Cherky injured, Marmoush injured. Look, we still had Heart of Champions there, and I really do appreciate it. And you know what? This is what Pep Guardiola instilled in this team a long time ago. And obviously, we've got a new breed of players, and you've got to give them that time to understand these are the levels at this club, and this is what he expects. And to be fair, they all were aligned with that today. What happened can happen, but how they reacted to it is what impressed me the most. You know what, Alex? If we'd have got over the line with the 3 points, you can have them freak results where it happens and you it just won't go in for the other team. But the fact they equalised, and I saw the reaction from all them City players. Do you know what? There's a part of me that loved that even more than getting the 3 points. Because that shows me going forward what I can expect from these lot.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. We'll just come to this comment first before we get into the City mentality thing.
Yeah,
the
sure.
signings myself. I'm gutted when Liverpool score this leg. You know what's coming. Yeah, you know Liverpool.
Yeah, of course. The air of inevitability about Liverpool is there.
Even if Liverpool didn't go on to beat, say, hypothetically, City after a late equaliser, you know they are giving it some. City would be on the 18-yard line, just like, my God, blow it now. As it is, City could have won it. City had Reinders over 2 free kicks. Mascara's coming on. Arteta's like, fucking time waste. They're pathetic, honestly. You're so right. Like, I don't know whether Halation said it or you said it or I said it. They want the league handed to them. They don't want to go and grab it. And what I'll always give Liverpool credit for, and City in the early 2010 era, is they went and grabbed it. There was never this element of like, oh God, we're nearly there. You've just got to tip us over the mountain. No,
Alex Mancini at Old Trafford. You're so right. We knew what we needed to do. United they were always the big brother to us. You need to go and you need to put them in the place. But we knew we needed to take it. No one was going to hand it to us. Reliant. I think someone made a great comment before on the stream, and they said that they're relying on other teams to do the favour for them. What champion does that?
Well, they're not champions. You said it.
They're not, and the proof is there, and they're not going to be.
They're not going to be champions. They're 6 points behind already. They're one more duff result away from being 9 points. So. They can forget it. Liverpool are in second gear. They're 6 points clear. And look, I think this manager, like, the only thing for me with Arteta is you have the risk of sacking him and getting worse, and that's a genuine thing. Just because it can happen. It can happen where they're all in unison. But do you try and hit blackjack and get another coach in and give him a crack with this squad, because they've got talent.
We had it with that mentality. Then we would have stuck with Manuel Pellegrini.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd go, well, Manuel Pellegrini was doing a solid job. You know, he'd won a Premier League, but we dared to be great. And was it worth it? Of course it fucking was. Do you know what I mean? And the problem is with Arsenal, they are not getting any better. They beat us this time last year. What was it, 5-1 at the Emirates? They've just stunk the gaff out with that cut-in, dobber crossing, someone shit in the middle, head it over, get it blocked. You know what I mean? Alex, are they getting better or are they getting worse?
I mean, well, you'd have to say that. I mean, again, they've started. Look, Man United.
Statistically, they're getting worse because they're further off Liverpool now than they ever have been, really. So they're 6 points. And let's be honest, they've not had, like... Who have they played so far, Arsenal, other than City and United? I mean, they played Forest. Did they? I'm sure they had a gimme. Did they have Leeds as well?
So they are 5 points behind Liverpool. They're on the same points as Tottenham. Crystal Palace are fucking 5th, man. United and City are on the same points, which is a separate conversation. But winning is all that matters. It is Halation. You're right, and Liverpool at home, they eat you. You're walking out and you feel like you're going to get battered. You know what I'm saying? So.
And just a special shout out as well. I thought Vardiol today, he even tried to recover for that goal, which, by the way, I just watched the replays. It was a fantastic pass over the top.
Was it Eze?
I don't actually see who made the pass, but it was a brilliant ball whoever made it.
Yeah.
I'm just watching the replay now.
I think it was Eze, wasn't it? I think. Yeah.
Yeah, they were whinging. They wanted a foul somewhere else. Fucking says it all, doesn't it?
You've got to be improving. Elation, they're talking about second place, improvement, and stuff like that. I mean,
yeah, you are right. Eze played a perfect pass there, which again leads to Arteta's shitness because he didn't even start him, and that's what we got. He'd prefer Marino. Marino plays a 6-yard pass there and goes out wide. They recycle the ball, they cut it in, and they get the cross blocked, or it goes someone shit in the middle, and that is what they do.
See, look, you can't be, you know, you can't be like thinking about, oh, Marino does more running than Eze. Bollocks, go and win the game. Like, especially if Saka's only fit for the bench. Trossard's crap. Fuck. I do not understand. I don't understand what's happened to Arteta. It's like he seems focused on this Mourinho route, but
I think he's like scarred, and he thinks the only way he can do it is this way now. But what he's actually doing is holding the squad back, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
I genuinely believe it. Alex, let's just simplify. Let's just boil this down to what this really is. Are Arsenal better than Manchester City currently? Yes.
Yes.
Have Arsenal got better individuals? Do they dominate us in most areas of the field? And the answer to all them things is yes.
Yeah.
Now, what he is doing is giving us a chance by playing a midfield three of Marino, Rice, and Zubamendi. Because that basically gives us a chance. The moment he brought Eze on, Eze is capable of doing what he did.
Yeah, you give Eze 90 minutes or 80 minutes, and you're gonna get more. You're gonna get more passes and dribbles and shots, like the assist for the goal. Even Martinelli's better than. I mean, look, Martinelli took the goal away. It's an unfortunate situation that City were probably 10 yards too high, and Donnarumma's off his line. It's that awkward feel of. I think Donnarumma was caught between a rock and a hard place, where he's like, "Do I defend the edge of my box? Do I drop?" And
they're going on about a foul. It is a foul on Gonzalez as well.
Is it?
So
I've switched off, but yeah. Sam there. What do we think about Rashford's performance versus Newcastle? I don't like Rashford, Sam, if I'm being honest, and I'm not bringing. I know he twatted one. It went in the top corner. I've seen it for 10 years, mate. I know he's capable of that. I think his attitude stinks. I don't like the guy, so I'm not tuning into Rashford. If you want my honest opinion, fair play to him. Look, he spanked one. It went in the top corner. Well done. He does it every so often. But yeah,
I'll tell you what, Alex. Just looking at this again, you need to go back and look at this. So basically, Gonzalez and Calafiori are reaching for the same ball. Gonzalez toe pokes it, and he boots it.
How long before the goal are we talking?
I think it was like the play before. Yeah, I think it's pretty much like seconds.
Jesus, yeah.
I think it's one pass then out to Eze. Eze's obviously dinked it. Yeah, that's a bit of a rough one. Look, I'm not going to get into. I'm not a fucking Arsenal fan, so I'm not going to do that. But all I will say is remember this, because the amount of time I see them arse clowns, and don't get me wrong, I know some of them on there are a bit fucking simple, so I'm not going to go too hard on them. But there is a point where this fan base, they are victim FC. You know, Liverpool used to get this as a thing, and you know what, Arsenal, bro, I've never seen anything like it with them lot. They're right into the PGMOL. About what? Have you seen what you do? You crowd round fucking keepers. You foul keepers every week for your corner routine. The fucking moaning bus queue. You are. I tell you what, when they used to laugh at Stoke and calling them a fucking pub side, what the fuck have they become? The great man, Claude, by the way, what would he be saying?
It's time to go! Yeah, shout
what
out
a legend.
Let's look at Liverpool's next games, Christian, because obviously Arsenal's argument is, well, we've played City, United and Liverpool in the first 5 games. Should we look at Liverpool's? Right. I tell you what, Liverpool have got Chelsea and United back-to-back after...
Where with that?
So Palace, they've got Palace up next on Saturday.
Yeah.
Then we've got Chelsea away, and then United at Anfield. which is when I'm aware you're doing it with Patrick. I think the watch on.
Mate, I honestly, I just don't see them slipping up. I mean, I saw Chelsea yesterday. I know they had the red card. I'm not impressed. I wasn't impressed with them against Fulham. I watched that whole game.
Yeah.
Can you really see Liverpool are only going to keep getting better from where they're at?
Yeah. That's it.
Thing is, bro, I'm not really that arse. Look, I was always realistic at the start of this season. I understand my club is in a bit of a transition phase. No, we're not going to win the league. But what you get from performances like this is you're like, fuck me, that's a team that can go on a cup run. That's a team I can fully get behind and get excited about. What I didn't want is what I have been seeing too much of is this sleepwalking bullshit. You know, we're 1-0 up in the next minute. Like when Brighton got a goal and I was like, they're going to fucking win. And they did.
Yeah.
It was completely different today. And you're at the Emirates. Take that attitude going forward. I want that week in, week out.
The concentration from the defenders, like all of them today, even Nunes, they were locked in.
Yeah.
Like, where's that been? Where's that focus from Manchester City been in games where the defence has not been focused? Diaz has been lapsing. Gvardiol, mate, he gets called Bozo G. Today, locked in. Like, honestly, what I want to say about this, Christian, is don't be performing because you're having to focus every second of the game.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with goalkeepers. When the 80 minutes they do nothing, and in the 81st minute they've got to pull off a save and they do.
Yeah.
This is it now for City players, because you can look back at this and go, I know you can lock in Gvardiol. I know Nunes, even Nunes can lock in. Don't be going to Burnley on Saturday and gaffing because you're on the front foot for 70 minutes.
Alex, mate, you make a brilliant point, because it doesn't matter who you're up against. Whether you're up against Evan Nielsen and Semenyo or you're up against Saka and Gyökeres, take that energy and put it into every single match. And this is what we need. But Alex, look, I saw it, a great resilient display against Man United in the derby. And, I was thinking, look, they needed to do this for obviously all the reasons there were that day, and it being a Manchester derby, of course. And today it was like, look, it's a massive game. They've took it through again. We need to see this now every single week. But you know what, bro? From what I have seen in the past 2 games, I'm hopeful we can. It's unfortunate Kuznetsov getting an injury. I hope it's not too serious, because I think he's really key to the way we're going to be able to set up. Nunes, look, fair play to him. He did come on. You make a good point. He did a decent job. But ultimately, the longevity in that position, it's not there for him. You know what I mean? He can't be our right back
for sure.
Struggle.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I think there was some great performances today for City, and I really am intrigued into how locked in they can look against lesser opposition, because you're not going to have to defend for every minute of the second half against Burnley on Saturday. However, don't be fucking switching off. Don't be letting Burnley score on a counter-attack because you lot have checked out, it's only Burnley.
Yeah,
you've shown it today how you can lock in.
Yeah, no, exactly. Look, some standout performers as well, Alex, just to give a shout-out. Nico O'Reilly, I think that's one of your best performances in a City shirt. I know he's had some really nice moments where he scored good goals and things like that, but I think that performance, and he had some tough opposition. Madueke is a nuisance, and he did a great job against him.
100%.
Then Saka comes on. They were doubling up on him. Mate, honestly, he was fantastic today. Really good. So impressed. Out of position as well. So big up Nico O'Reilly. And then you move further across. Of course, Diaz was solid. I like to see that more often, but we need to see this consistency from Diaz, because you do get them good games from him, and then he falls asleep. And he even did today with Donnarumma at one time and nearly cost us. You know what I mean? So he has still got that, which I do worry about. Gvardiol, however, I thought he was the standout performer today. I thought he was everywhere on that back line. He was absolutely flying into everything, reading everything, heading everything away, hungry. And this is what we need. I think now we've got this settled back line in terms of, if you are going with Gvardiol and Diaz, that's what it needs to be every single week, man. We can't be switching and changing this up. The rest aren't good enough anyway. That is our back line now.
I thought Gvardiol was exceptional today. I thought Gvardiol, as well, this is the thing that I'm looking at with Gvardiol now, where it's like, in the World Cup for Croatia, you were the hottest property in world football. Yeah. Don't be just saying, well, it's when I've got to defend for 87 minutes out of 90. Mate, if you could switch on for every minute against Burnley, you are going to be one of the best defenders in the league. You're not a bozo. Don't be switching off at Bournemouth. Don't be switching off at fucking Palace or United in the FA Cup and giving a goal away. You can lock in at Arsenal for 90 minutes. You can lock in at Burnley. So I totally agree with you. I think Gvardiol, that was his best game for City. I think it was O'Reilly's best game for City. Diaz did give you a flavour of when they switch off, they nearly give a goal away. And, just don't switch off. Focus. You need leadership. You need leadership.
I think that's the difference, Alex, and I think that's the difference between world class and being a good player. Them players that can handle that pressure and consistency week in, week out, and it doesn't matter who the opposition is, they are always switched on. And that's what these guys have got to prove now. Because at the end of the day, the mantle has been passed on. They've got to take this now. And these are the new players for the future. You've got to run with it. You've got to find new leaders within this group. And to be fair, I can see a few potentials. Look, Haaland again, leading from the front, leading with example. He drags them to out of position. He dragged Gabriel out of position. Quick pass around the side, burnt him for pace.
Yeah.
Saliba gets a little bit confused. Ryan does nice way to pass. He finishes clinical, and that's what he is, leader.
Yeah.
And then you've got even further aside, Doku loved his effort today. We know he can. He is a bit of a box of tricks at times, but to be fair to him, mate, you can never question that lad's effort. And he's one of them that I struggle to hate Doku. Look, I get frustrated endlessly with him. Yeah. And do I think he's good enough long term if we want to get back to the heights we once hit? Possibly not. But at the end of the day, you can only judge a player off what he's putting in for this shirt, and he really is playing for us. So fair play. Yeah,
well put, mate. I think there was some good. I think that's it. I think you play for the badge. The fans will love you if you walk off there. You're hurting from the effort you've put in, and we can even forgive mistakes. And it just shows you at this top level, Christian, that how well the defence played, how well the goalkeeper played. A minor error from both of them cost you 3 points today, and that's not a knock at them. I know how hard it is, but it just shows you how well they did play, because for 92 minutes they didn't concede a goal. They weren't too high. Donnarumma was positioned perfectly. That one instance they weren't, Martinelli, who's no world beater, punish you, and that's the Premier League for you. So two things here.
It's small margins, and it can.
Unfortunately, you were Christian, you maybe 5 yards deep, or Donnarumma was on his line. You might.
Yeah, I think unfortunately Donnarumma's positioning was a bit mad.
But was Donnarumma off his line because the defence was too high? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's all a bit of a knock on, isn't it?
If that back five, for whatever it was at that time, if they're 5 yards deeper, is Donnarumma on his line because he's like, they're good.
Do you know what, Alex? Here's the thing, and I do agree with all your points, by the way. You could twist and turn it, and ultimately, if you look hard enough, you'll find someone that's at fault. It's like them lot. They're looking into the goal, and they've shown so many replays on the foul on Gonzalez. Here's the thing for me. It's like you can overanalyze the situation, and that's what they'll do on shitty Sky Sports, and eventually come up with something. But you know what? Look at the bigger picture, and I actually am really proud of that performance. And I've taken so much more from that than I would have took against, say, if we do beat Burnley 2-0, but I'm seeing lapses of concentration and they're just not taking the chances. I take more from that, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, great point. I mean, just looking at, say, to your point, the derby. I mean, United had turnovers. Rodri sloppy. Reinders sloppy. United had the opportunities in transition, just did fuck all with them. You came out of it like great 3-0 win, but I was worried about these moments. Today, you were flawless defensively for 91 minutes. That is a great effort from City. And it wasn't even that bad. Like I said, right, I swear to God, if City were 5 yards deeper, or Donnarumma was on his line, maybe both are linked, I don't think Martinelli scores that. I'd even go as far as saying, if Donnarumma's on his line, I'd back Donnarumma to save a one-on-one.
Yeah, Martinelli's not
and it's
not winning a one-on-one battle, is he?
It's a phenomenal finish from what he is, but it's also the only finish he had.
Yeah, Martinelli's one of them guys. He had no time to think because it was the only thing he could do. If he went centrally through on goal, he'd have been like, shit, do I round the keeper? Do I go right? Do I go left? And suddenly he'll fucking miss. And you know what Martinelli is. And by the way, Arsenal fans, it doesn't look like we've got any in the chat, but I'm pretty sure if anyone goes back and watches this, they probably agree with me. I think they're very happy that he had nothing to think about. It was the only thing he could do. And fair play to him. He executed it. And they got the draw. Look, Arsenal fans are going to come with this and go, we deserved it, I can already see it, bro. You'll have that dickhead Julian on there, and he'll be going, oh, well, pressure. Look what we were doing to City. They will pick the positives out of a negative and completely miss all the flaws. And that's what that dickhead of a manager actually wants. And that's why all these idiots championing it, and big up the ones that aren't, you've got, I remember I used to watch this guy called Diesel who was on a channel with Claude. Shout out him. He did some great content. You've got all League Gunners boys. And they call it as it is because ultimately they know it's not going anywhere, Alex. They know the side of winners because they've watched some of the best sides they've ever had. You know what I mean? They've seen the likes of Vieira, Henry. They know what it takes, Bergkamp.
I do think they've got a good defence. I saw Bernardo Silva floor Gabriel with a fucking little bitch tackle. And I'm old enough to remember Sol Campbell. I'm old enough to remember Tony Adams. Are they rolling round from pathetic little touches from forwards like Bernardo Silva? No, they're not. Gabriel... crying. He's wearing... I'll tell you what, if you're an Arsenal fan, you're watching this, and Gabriel's wearing that captain's armband for the club that you watched. If you watched that Arsene Wenger team, and you saw Vieira, you saw Ljungberg, Pires, Henry, and you think that that's acceptable from Gabriel, who's a good defender, by the way, but that attitude is the problem with Arsenal, in my opinion. And I think Bernardo Silva, a little bit of a... he caught him a little bit late and Gabriel's rolling into the advertising boards. Get up, mate!
Yeah, Alex, no, mate. This is what they're like, though, but it comes from the top. Arteta sets this, and I think it's boiled down in his recruitment process going forward. He loves these guys that are doing this, and that is why Arteta's not a winner, mate.
Yeah.
And ultimately, the guys he's recruited have the same attitude as him. Well, what have they got in common, then? Unfortunately, we know one big thing they've got in common.
Yeah.
They're bottle jobs. They can't get it over the line. I tell you what, mate, honestly, they couldn't squeeze a poo if it was halfway out.
Yeah, look, I mean, what a weekend of football, man. I enjoyed today a lot, and it was 1-1.
Yeah.
And,
two manic watch-alongs, wasn't it? I mean, obviously, United was a little bit chaos. It was a bit of a crazy one, early red, and then got a bit of a late flurry, but...
No, I enjoyed today. I really enjoyed today. I said to you I was interested how City were going to set up, and I thought they set up really well. I thought they managed it well as well, to be fair. So, look, let's do player ratings. Christian.
I think of course we will, mate. Just one more thing. So what I am excited about is obviously, look, we've got Bernardo Silva at the moment, and I think, look, we're just kind of flogging a dead horse there, really. No disrespect to him. It's just where he's at. However, you've got Cherky, long-term, he's out for a couple of months. You've got him to come back. He's an exciting player, and I'm really excited to see what City could do with this. And I'm looking forward, the second half of the season, if we bed in this attitude and this winning mentality, and we get this through to this new breed of players, you're bringing back in the likes of Cherky, who can fit into this team. It's exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, man, let's crack on with player ratings.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Start with the goalkeeper, Donnarumma. Exceptional for 91 minutes, and caught 5 yards too high for the goal. But yeah.
Mate, look, I'm going to go 7. The reason I'm going to go 7, look, I know someone could go a bit harsher because, yes, his positioning wasn't good for the goal. But like you said it yourself, mate. How many corners did they have? What, fucking 10, 15 corners? And he dealt with every single one. And, I think he's a monster in goal. What a signing for this club, by the way. Feel sorry for Trafford, but Jesus, Donnarumma, the man, 7.
Yeah, hear you. Kusanov, obviously, couldn't get over the ankle injury. Had a pretty decent half.
Kusanov, I would go 6.5/7 because I think, look, he did go off injured after half time. I can't really give him more than 6.5, I don't think. He was brilliant, though, when he was on, so.
Yeah. Ruben Diaz.
You know what? I'm going to go 7 because I think him and Vardiol today were really good. I think there was one moment, and it can happen. I really thought this is what we need to see more of from Diaz. He's a leader. He's one of the more senior members in this group now. He needs to step up. But overall, I'm pretty happy with his performance. 7.
I think a shade below what he was, but I thought he was good against United, and I thought he was good today. So
we're just trying to force playing back into form, aren't we? Because we've not got anything else.
But it's on him. Show us that concentration. Show the leadership, mate. Let's come to the Croatian, who was one of the hottest properties in Europe at the World Cup in Qatar.
Yeah.
Gvardiol.
Do you know what, Alex? I'm going to go 8.5, and the only reason I've not gone 9 is because of the goal. And by the way, I'm not really pinning that on him either. He did well to close Martinelli and made him think fast. Unfortunately, it actually worked in Martinelli's benefit because he's not good when he's got time to fucking think. But I think, Gvardiol today, mate, just a monster. I said about him before. He really stepped up. He was all over the pitch. And we saw what we signed all them years ago and what we actually paid that money for. So, yeah, we need to see more of this. But what a solid performance. Good effort, my bro.
Yeah, I thought Gvardiol was excellent. Best performance in a City shirt for me. O'Reilly coming to another great performer today. Started off with a couple of heavy touches. How well did he rectify himself and play a great game?
I mean, there was even a moment where he gets the ball off Madueke and I think he megs him. Like he's a confident player. He's good on the ball. I really like Nico O'Reilly. He's obviously not playing in his natural position, but my God, he dealt with Madueke, forces Madueke off the pitch, stinker and hooked. Then Saka comes on, and Saka don't get shit out of him either. And Saka got that little out of him. He fucked off to the other wing.
Yeah,
that's how good he was. Nico O'Reilly, I'd say one of our best performers today, in a really good defensive team, and I'd go solid 8.5 for him.
Nice one. Okay, let's come to a guy who's been struggling physically this season. Massive credit to him. 3 games in a week, United, Napoli, and then today against Arsenal. Rodri, Ballon d'Or winner, coming off an ACL tear.
Rodri, I'm going to go 7. I think we're slowly seeing them signs that he's getting calmer on the ball. He's reacting quicker. I just think he's getting used to match fitness, and not just, you say match fitness in a way of his ability to get around the pitch, but it's not just that, Alex.
Yeah.
You know, when you play football at any level, it's how quick a player will close you down. It's them little heavy touches here and there. You know, it's the quick passing, and slowly I can see it. I saw signs with Napoli, and I'm seeing more of it today. So, I think I'm getting more confident with Rodri coming back. I'm really happy. So, solid 7.
I thought he was a lot better today, Rodri. I thought he played really well. Okay, we're going to go right to left. Bernardo Silva, I thought, mate, Bernardo Silva, you can never fault this guy's effort, can you? No. This lad will run in his 50s. He just doesn't care, does he? He's just such a professional, and I can't come for him. Look, he is where he's at in his career. I'm going to go with a 7. He did make some nice passes as well. I just think it's difficult, man, and I think going forward for City, I do think we're going to have to go with someone else, especially if you're going to have to go Foden in that 10, which I do think we will. I know Pep switched it up today, but at the end of the day, it's a big away match, and we did get a point at the end of it. So you were minutes away from winning. So
you can't really.
Whatever the decision making was, you have to look at that and go,
that's it.
We nearly got it. Okay, Foden. Phil Foden.
I think a difficult game for Phil Foden. I'm not going to be able to go above a 6 because he didn't really. Look, we know when Foden's not in his best position, you're not going to see the best of him. We know this about the guy. I know it more than anybody.
In a way, the goal went against him because you were like, right, okay, well, we've got something now. We've got something to hang on to.
Yeah, in a way, it was like whoever had scored that goal. So if Foden had scored, I would have been giving Haaland a 6. Because then Haaland, I wouldn't have been able to give anything more, would I? Because I'd have been going, right, offensively, you called it so right, mate. Like, we would have sat back and rested on our laurels. So, it is what it is.
It gave you something to hang on to. Foden was obviously just a cog in the wheel for the rest of the game. Okay, this guy, he's had a rough few weeks, and I thought he was better today. Tijani Reinders.
He was better. I think there's still them moments, Alex, and maybe it is just an adjustment period. He's come from Serie A. It is a much slower playing league. I do think he's a top player. I really do. I like him. I think he's going to be an important player in a Guardiola team and this Manchester City side. I think I am excited about him and Rodri going forward. I'd go. You know what? I'll go 7 today because that he weighted that pass perfectly for Haaland. He did the right thing. He drags Saliba, makes him think. Slots him in, bang. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Jeremy Doku on the left wing.
Doku, I'm going to go 7. Look, his effort was fantastic today, and I think, he was unlucky. I thought he could have maybe won the game. It was 1-0, and he had that chance. He was single-handedly just trying to get us the second. Yeah, you cannot fault this dude's effort, like I said before, man. So look, and he has had a really good start to the season. We're starting to see passes in behind. His passing's more accurate. So I am actually quite excited. I never thought I'd say this, but look, I'm excited to see what can transpire with this Doku situation. Is there a player that we can get more out of, or is it just what it is? You know what I mean? But there has been more positive signs than last season. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, fair enough, Christian. The goal scorer, the best striker on the planet, Erling Haaland.
Yeah, Erling Haaland. What can you say, man? I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go 8. And yeah, look, it's high in terms of what could he do, but as I was just saying previously about Phil Foden, we had something to hang on to. Ultimately, this guy gets one chance, he scores, he punishes them. He comes up against Stay Humble FC, which they fucking should do, and the irony just writes itself, but they're too thick to realise it. However, yeah, Haaland, man, he's a leader, and I think he's really stepped up this season, and I think he is the future City captain. But yeah, solid performance, leads from the front. What a player, what a guy.
Can I give you a incredible stat?
Yeah, go on, bro.
The most absolutely jaw-dropping statistic. Erling Haaland has been flawless this year for City. It's his worst start after 4 games.
I saw this. Mate, I saw it.
Goals-wise. So, this is his 4th season as Manchester United striker. Manchester City striker. So, Erling Haaland in his 4 Premier League seasons with Manchester City, after 4 games, 6 goals, 9 goals, and this season 5 goals, now 6 today after 5. Yeah. Can we just talk about last year? He had 9 goals after 4 games. I mean, what happened for the rest of the season? Because he didn't even win Golden Boot, and he started 9 in 4.
I know, yeah. Look, I think with Haaland, look, I mean, you said it yourself. There's been years where he has exploded off the line. This has actually been his best start, and I think this is a coming of age for Erling Haaland in this team. I think he's at a period in his career where, look, we've seen a lot of senior players leave the club. KDB, Bernardo looks on his way out probably next summer. Gundogan's gone. And I think Haaland's kind of taking this and he's like, right, I'm the guy now. Like, I'm looking around this dressing room. I'm one of the senior members, which is mental to say. And he's got that aura about him. He's got that attitude. He's a fucking big dog, Alex. He goes to the Emirates and they're all trying to mock him. And they're that stupid.
He should have given it the celebration today. That's the only thing I'll knock him for. I think Haaland's start to the season has been immaculate. And I think he's showing IQ. I think he's showing leadership. I think he's showing technical ability, which I think has been underrated. And
Alex, you know the reason. You know the reason, bro, right? So if he does do that celebration, look, it's an early goal, right? And say they get the equaliser. This is how dumb that fan base is. They would be commenting on his Instagram, going, "Stay humble" for the 1-1 equaliser.
Yeah, but he's won a
treble.
Mate,
their heads are in the kettle. Their heads are on a slow boil.
He's won a treble. Okay, I'm only going to give you one sub. And I really think this guy deserves some credit today. I know it's difficult, but I think Matheus Nunes came off Kusanov and you thought, oh my God, we are backs to the wall here with Matheus Nunes in the back 4, which became a back 5. Talk to me on Nunes and give me a player rating.
Mate, I think he's reading the crosses and the way he dealt with Trossard. Look, he had a fucking shocker of a game, but take nothing away from Nunes. I think defensively he was solid in the back line. I can't knock him today, mate, and I'm going to have to give him a 7 because he didn't do anything noticeably wrong. He had a few moments where he lost the ball or he slipped on his arse. But in terms of Nunes and what I expect, it far exceeded it. So yeah, fair play. And a shout out to him. And I know this is why Pep loves him. Because he puts in the effort and he goes into places where he isn't that comfortable. He's not a right back. And you have got to give a player credit for that. I do get frustrated at him. But, mate, fair play. He put it in today. And all them boys did. They all deserve credit. What a performance.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I thought he was really focused and locked in. And so were all of them, to be fair. Great effort from City. Before we wrap up, talk to me on Mikel Arteta, Christian. Give me your thoughts on him, the starting lineup. Where do you go from here with Mikel Arteta if you're an Arsenal fan?
I think I've already made it clear, mate. He's not the guy. He will not win a Premier League title. He's not got the bollocks. He has not got the bollocks to do it. And everything about him, mate, his substitutions, they get a 1-1 equaliser. His attitude straight away, let's shore it up. Let's take this. You're playing a team that you were expected to win today, Cock. You've got now the opportunity to go, City are in fucking turmoil. We've just defended this for the whole game. All our fucking Our hearts have sunk. The fans, the players alike, the manager on the bench. You've got the golden goose now. Go and take it. And he shit his pants. He sends on a centre-back. And that just sums him up for everything he is. Shithouse. And as for the rest of his tactics going forward, Alex, it's embarrassing. They really are. They're singing this set piece, ole, ole, ole. It is actually becoming embarrassing. They're wiping the ball before they're throwing in fucking launching it in from the byline. It is embarrassing, mate. They're like Stoke City.
Yeah, look, has anybody ever won a league title with a long throw tactic as a genuine offensive play? It's unbelievable. I echo your thoughts. Look, I can't believe that you can stand by and watch Eze on the bench, Martinelli on the bench, and watch him roll out Marino when you've got Rice and Zubimendi in that midfield. Mate,
And Trossard as well.
And Trossard in the front three is crap. I mean, look, you get out of jail because you got more talent than City. Well done. City showed the great determination for more than a point. They didn't get it. But, yeah, look, you should be beating City at home. You didn't beat City at home. And you're going to hand it to Liverpool. They're going to go into third gear soon. They're going to go into third gear. Christian, is anybody winning the league other than Liverpool?
No, I think Liverpool are going to win it at a canter because I don't think anyone's going to push them, and I don't actually blame my club for it. I think we are in a position where we made, signings in the market for quite low fees, really. We picked up some nice players for manageable amounts of money. Tijani Reinders, Ryan Aït-Nouri, Cherky. We've gone down the slow route, which I don't have a big problem with. Look, if these are the guys that Pep Guardiola wants for the future, that's fine by me. I trust him. In terms of what they're doing, they said, there's always an excuse, bro. Always an excuse. So it's like, oh no, Saka injury, right, we've not got the depth. That's the excuse for this year. We'll let him have another year. You have got no excuse. You've burnt him dry now. That's it. You've had Eze. You said you needed a 9. And by the way, you'd already signed your 9 because you signed Jesus off us. It's just he's cropped and shit. So that's your fault as well. Because you should have known that from City. I could have told you that guy was injury prone. You obviously didn't watch him. You fucking managed him. You should have known that anyway. You've also signed Zinchenko that you're paying to play at Forest. He has made cock-up after cock-up, and he just keeps signing centre-backs. I think it's a mess, Alex. That guy is never going to take them to a title. And I understand your point, bro, of, well, is it always a case of the grass isn't always greener? But you've got to dare to be great sometimes, Alex. And if they're happy with this, if their fan base as a collective whole is saying, we're happy with where we're at, because we are competing at least. We know we're never going to win it, so if that's what you class as competing, then fair enough. You're there or thereabouts, but you ain't winning it. Liverpool are laughing to the bank, mate, because they're going, we're not arsed. No one's even pressuring us. City are in a transition. They're miles off it. Arsenal are just fucking bollotless.
I think that's the thing, like, Liverpool will roll the sleeves up for 20 minutes, but we ain't coming out at Anfield with 3 attackers, 2 of who are shit. Like, that's like, we're coming out here, we're coming out guns blazing, and the midfield 3 can play, by the way. I saw that Ekitike goal yesterday. It was McAllister, Soboslai to Gravenberch into Ekitike, Bosch, 1-0, 2-0, whatever it was, 2-0, I can't even remember. I'm looking at Declan Rice, Marino, and Zubimendi. They ain't bopping it about in that midfield 3. They are doing what they do.
Like you said, mate, he sets the tone from the start, doesn't he? He goes with that midfield, and you look at the bench. He signed Eze. He doesn't even want Eze. Of course he doesn't. He doesn't want Max Dowman, Alex. He doesn't want them because he doesn't want them players, Alex, because they've got flair and they've got something about them. So he wants players where he can hang the rat on them, just doing the standard 6 out of 10, easy balls, but we look solid at the back. And that is what Arteta wants. He doesn't like any element of risk.
Yeah, Pat's in the comments there. He's a coward. He is. He's completely. He wants it handed to him. He wants an anomaly season where the team who comes second gets 70 points, and he just wants an 81-point win where he gets over the line. You don't want
to be the best. You've got to be the best, mate. Yeah, the quote in Never Back Down there. What a movie, by the way. If no one watched it.
But think about like as much as it pains me to say it, Patrick will know this. Is the, like you said, Mancini. It was. The game at Etihad was a biggie. You went and won it. Yeah. You went and won the game 1-0. The semi-final, you beat us 1-0. Liverpool have gone to your ground and given it you in your unbelievable era. this Arsenal team, it's like, look, we want to try and win, but we're happy with the point. We don't want to lose. I tell you what, that's the thing. Jurgen Klopp went to Pep Guardiola's City and wanted to win. You know.
Patrick's right. Patrick is right, though, in what he's saying. He is a coward because all he wants is to get over these games. He must hate these days. You know what I mean? Klopp would look forward to this in his calendar. He'd be like, oh, yes, he had a way. We're going to fucking go for it. He hates these games. He looks forward to the easy ones where he can just get over the line 2-0 routine, go home, get to bed, fuck off. But these ones he despises, and he just hopes that City, whoever it is, Liverpool, will slip up against your Palace, your Bournemouth away, and then he can just get over the line and go silently and win the Prem. That is not how you win a Premier League. And if he needs us to tell him that says why he'll never win one.
I hear you. I've got to go, mate. I've got to jump off.
No, that's fine, bro.
Loved
Good stream,
today.
mate.
Absolutely loved it. We're back at it next Saturday. We've got some podcasts in the week, but we've got a back-to-back on Saturday. United's on the early, and we've got City straight after, and our cousin in the comment, Patrick, will be joining us at his house. We're going his for the games. Can't wait, Christian.
Yeah, that's it, man. Mancini, by the way, Pat, fully agree with you. We did touch on that one, but yeah, looking forward to next week as well. That'll be epic.
Oh, it's going to be great.
All day on the loopy.
Cannot wait. Yeah, he's got the kegs in. Right, thank you all for listening. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next weekend. Tune in.